You're listening to a podcast from the Finnish Football Show.
Yep.
Yes, it's the Finnish Football Show. Thanks for joining us again, listener. I'm Mark Wiltshire. I'm joined today again by Keke Mullari. Hi, Keke.
Terve.
And it's only me and Keke today, so we've recruited a special guest host, and we're joined today by SJK Seinäjoki playmaker Pyry Hannola. Hi, Pyry.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. It's good to be here.
So we're gonna talk first of all about some recent news in the world of Finnish football. Then we'll have a bit more of a detailed chat with Pyry about his career to date, starting from a transfer to Denmark at age 16, all the way up to his starring role now for SJK near the top of the Veikkausliiga. We're going to get some of our listeners to call in with updates on their team. Hopefully, I've got one so far. And then get Pyry's perspective on his Veikkausliiga opponents, and then we'll finish up with a few of the more prominent transfers among the Veikkausliiga clubs so far this summer. But I reckon, Keke, unless you've got anything you want to shout out now, I reckon we should.
No, let's go.
Jump in. Well, actually, I say shout out because the first thing I wanted to do was mention that email that we received from one of our listeners, John. And I'm not going to read it all, but I'm going to read a little bit of it because he reached out through the website and said that he's been listening to and enjoying the Finnish Football Show for a little while and thought I'd get in touch. The show's been great to teach me and help me stay informed of what's going on from football in Finland. I've only just started to try and keep up with it again in the last year or so. He can't watch the Veikkausliiga games, but likes listening to us and just hearing what's going on in general. I love football and I love hearing about Finland. I'm very nostalgic for me because I lived there when I was young, from the age of 5 to 11, and I miss it a lot. But I live back in England now. He said he can still squeeze into his old Hawkeyad shirt from when he was 10 years old. And he actually sent us a photo to prove it, and he was in that shirt. So well done, John. I can't
classic shirt as well.
I can't fit into shirts that I bought 3 years ago, let alone 20 odd years ago. But he said he's also got a Grifk shirt because it's a team in Kauniainen that he used to play for them as a kid. So it's nice that we're bringing people back to their connection with Finnish football. He's hoping to get back over again and check out some games. And he asked if any of us are going to the England-Finland game at Wembley. Yes.
Which we are.
We are. And if he can get there, then he'll come and say hi. Do that, nice. John. That'd be good. So thanks for that, John. It's good to for us, it's good to know that people kind of give a damn about what we're doing and that we're picking up new listeners as we go along, because we've been doing this for about 9 years now. Can you believe? I know. But John joined us recently, and that's good to see as well. Keke, some news.
Yes.
In a previous episode, we had Frans Enala from Gnistan come on and talk to us about the fire and the fundraiser there in Helsinki for the stadium that burned down. And I just thought the listener might be interested to know that they've just launched a documentary. In Finnish, it's called Kipinä ei sammu, which means like the spark won't go out. And I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but it's a 39-minute documentary about Gnistan and I guess about the fire as well. But I put a link here in the blog post, so anyone that thinks they want to do a little bit of follow up on that previous episode, I thought that was quite quite nice. And Franz shared it online the other day and said that of everything he's done this year, this is what he's most proud. So if Franz is happy with it, it's probably worth a listen.
Yep.
Now that I'm looking at the news stories, they're all a little bit
Grim.
dark, really. Yeah, they are a bit grim, aren't they? I think it's important to sort of highlight the AC Oulu and Inter game that was stopped recently because of racism again. Referee Mohammed Al Emara, he did a post-match interview after this game where he talked about it, and it was like the most fierce post-match interview I've ever seen. It was quite something, and he just staring in the camera like, this is not good enough. And it's not good enough. Somebody in the crowd shouted out a racist insult of some sort, I don't know what, and he stopped the game until that person was removed. And we were actually today supposed to be joined by referee Abdi Rahman Sugule, who also posted something on LinkedIn recently about his experiences of racism in Finnish football as well. Abdi Rahman is sick today, so get well soon. And he wants to come on and talk to us again soon. So maybe next week we can get him on and just have a chat with him about all that, because it's something that just seems to rear its ugly head a bit too regularly. Keke, what about Jarkko Viss to Cups?
Yeah. It's an interesting one. Sort of been announced already that Jarkko will head to Kuopio and take over at Cups. Everybody knows that the outstanding job that Jarkko Viss did at Ilves between, I think it was 2016 and 2021. He was there quite a while and regularly did quite well with Ilves. Pitched up at Inter Turku. Maybe it didn't go so well for him there as well as he would have hoped. But yeah, interesting one. Obviously, Cups, the one of the biggest sides in the Veikkausliiga, and yeah, they've plumped for Jarkko. Going to give him a chance at the top of the league there, and see how he gets on. I mean, he's been around Finnish football a very long time, playing, managing. He was with the Huuhkajat youth teams for many years. So yeah, he obviously knows what he's doing, but yeah, needs to sort of get back on the horse after that Inter Turku experience.
Yeah, and it was it is controversial because he was fired from there for inappropriate behaviour with other members of the club staff, and I think it doesn't necessarily sit easily with other fans and with female fans as well. So it's, I don't know. I have no judgment to make because you know me. What did you call me last time? You called me a prude. I'm going to be vanilla today, Keke, and not express an opinion. But I know people are not happy about it because of that. And yet there has to come a time where someone is allowed to go back to work as well. So
correct. I mean, I'm sure Jarkko Viss regrets what happened there, and people are allowed a second chance. So let's see. He's learned from that mistake, and and concentrates on what he should be concentrating on.
Yeah. We talked in the last episode. I think Rasmus was talking about these match fixing allegations at Ilves Kissat.
Ilves Kissat, yeah.
Yeah, and he shared another link today. There's been a kind of a response from Pavlo Ostrenko, the owner of Ilves Kissat. It's quite long article, but he basically says that he's studied all the games. He can't see any wrongdoing. He doesn't know what all the fuss is about, and is losing him players. Ukrainian players are leaving and leaving the club anyway. And they want to sort this situation out, and he doesn't feel like he's getting a response from the Palloliitto. I've put a link to that blog post or article or whatever in the show notes. But yeah, interesting. This story's not going away, although there's not really been any kind of action or resolution to it.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, mate, all the news has been a bit dark today, but they're all subjects that need to be covered and spoken about. So yeah, nobody wants to see any match fixing scandals or allegations. We've had our fill of that in the past. So hopefully Ilves Kisak can clear their name and and we can all move on from that and start talking about positive things.
We're going to come back in a couple of weeks' time to talk, to preview the Nations League games. But we understand that there's still tickets available for these international games in September.
That's right, mate. Yeah. SJK, I think, what's today? Today's the 21st as we record. So SJK members or people who are not yet members have got 4 days to either get their tickets if you are a member or to sign up and get yourself a ticket for the England away game at Wembley in London. That's time's running out. So if you don't have your ticket or your flights booked yet, sort yourself out. Get over to Pohjois-Kare and SJK website and get your tickets because there's a few of us who are going to be there. Promises to be plenty of noise, and we'll see if we can complete a miracle in London, as it may be known. May come to be known.
You've done a lot of away games before with the Finland national team. I've done a few home games, but neither of us has gone to an away game in our home country before. This is going to be a strange experience, but I'm looking forward to this.
No, it's going to be brilliant, mate. I really can't wait. So yeah, we'll do a preview episode of that, and we'll really wax lyrical about what we're going to get up to.
Yeah, one other thing about the tickets, there somebody mentioned in a WhatsApp group the other day that you can also buy tickets directly from Palloliitto. So you don't have to be a member of the supporters group, but so there's two sources there.
That's right, yeah. But obviously SJK members are encouraged to buy in that particular block that we'll all be in and actively support the team. So if you want to hear some noise, that's the block you need to be in.
And the final bit of news is a nice bit of news. Finnish football shows Ali Manson scored a header in the Vitonen for Ponnistus 2. And he was very proud of it. He sent the video, and you see him rise like a salmon from about 3 yards out and plant the ball past the goalkeeper. So the video links in the blog post. Ali, we're proud of you, mate, and you should be proud of yourself.
Brilliant.
Okay, that's the news. Let's move on and bring Pyry back in. Hi, Pyry. Thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a good one.
Do you know when you moved to SJK, maybe when you moved there permanently 3.5 years ago, we were contacted by someone claiming to represent you, asking if we wanted to do an interview. And it was a bit difficult at the time because, you were a really young player. You hadn't played that much that we could see. And we were like, okay, this is interesting, but what do we talk about? Now, 3.5 years later, we've got stuff to talk about.
Plenty.
Yeah. I didn't know about that, but
no, well, I did wonder that, you do sometimes get these approaches and you're not quite sure if it's on behalf of the player or if it's somebody just chancing their arm.
Yeah, could be, but maybe it's better now. Like I have maybe more little bit stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I think
maybe
so.
It's better timing now.
You started your career at ROPS Rovaniemi,
Yes.
and then moved when you were like about 16 to Denmark.
Yeah, I was 15 when I moved from ROPS
Really?
to Denmark. I played 2 games in Veikkausliiga when I was 15 years old, and then after that I moved to. I got an opportunity to go to FC Midtjylland. Is a Danish big club in Denmark. Won the championship quite a few times, but obviously I joined the academy at that time, and yeah, I'm proud that I've been there. But hopefully I can go abroad at some point again. But it was definitely like nice experience, and of course there's a lot of talk in Finnish football in general, like what is the right way? Like, should you go abroad as a youngster, or is it better to stay in Veikkausliiga and play there? I don't know. Like, I think it's impossible question to answer. Like, nobody can say what is the right way to go. But yeah, I made that decision back then, and I don't regret that. And football brings you to different places, and yeah.
We've
So
talked
I'm happy
about that
about
quite
that.
a lot, haven't we, Keke?
Yeah, we have. It's a point we find really interesting. You know, if young Finnish players should go into the academy route abroad as early as they can, or if they should stay in Veikkausliiga and play, I guess, grown-up men's football and learn their trade there. And like you say, Puru, it's the $1 million question, and there's no right answer. It depends on everybody, the different player, I suppose. But
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I think also like everyone's career is like it's your individual career. Like, it's difficult to say what you should do or what not. Like, yeah, I made that decision back then, but I don't want to like think now, what if I would have done something differently? And I
of
still think
course.
I still think at the end of the day, you're gonna, like, if you're good enough, you're gonna make it somewhere. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we're all well aware of FC Midtjylland because, as you say, they won the Danish Championship a couple of times. They had that famous game against Manchester United. Obviously, Tim Sparv was there for a little while. Did really well in Midtjylland. But just sorry, mate.
One thing. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but one thing about Sparv, like what I was really happy about, like you brought him up, but he also helped me a lot when I was there. Like, I went to eat with him a lot, and he was watching my games. So it was like, it was really nice from him, and that was also one of the main reasons why I went there at the first place, because there was 3 Finnish guys, like Kaan Kairinen, who was youngster, like also playing in the A national team now. Then Markus Halsti, like played a long career abroad, and also like I think you can call him Finnish legend, and also Sparv as well. So this was like when we were speaking with my agent and with my family, I think this was also one of the reasons why it was good decision to go there. And also they helped me so much, especially as part of, like, we had this like app or software, what it was called, like automatically after games, like I was playing under 19 games and he was first team player, but the clips went to him, and he was giving me like personal feedback. So it was really helpful at the time, and I'm like, we're still in contact. He's obviously now in Prague with his wife, and I think they have daughter now as well. I'm not sure about that, but with the family there. So we don't talk every week, but sometimes like leaving message for each other. So it's good to have this connection there, and yeah, I'm really happy about that. That he helped me a lot at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
what
it's
about,
so good.
Sorry, Keke, go on.
No, I was just going to say it's so good that he recognises, because of course he moved quite young himself. He was at Southampton in England
Yeah,
at
he went
similar
the same,
age. So
different places, but he has been through the same stuff. So I guess he knows what it's like, and as a youngster, he means so much. Like, it's not, of course, it takes time from him as well, but it's not the biggest. Like, for me, it means so much, and for him, it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, nice that he understood it and helped me
sorry,
a
I
lot.
just before you come back in, Mark, I just wanted I don't want to hog the limelight, but I just got a couple of questions for Pyry. So obviously, Mark said that you started at ROPS Rovaniemi, Pyry. You are from Rovaniemi there in Lapland?
Yeah, my dad was a player. Like, he played 100 and I think over 150 games for ROPS. Like, it's a long time ago, but he won like Finnish Cup and stuff like that. Like, so he always mentioned about that. Like, now we have good chance to go and win it, but he still mentioned that you don't have any. Like, I have one in Hoiko, but I didn't play so much. So it's different. So he keeps on mentioning that he won the cup. So hopefully we could go and win it now. So he was a player. So it came, I think, like through the family a little bit. My dad helped me like and brought me to football pitch for the like first time. So it's coming from the family.
And is it so that you started as a youth in FC Santa Claus?
To be honest, it says in many places, I think, that I started there, but I'm not sure. Like, in my personal view, I'm like ROPS is my club. I'm not from Santa Claus, but some places say that I'm from there. But maybe I might say something wrong now. But for me, like, ROPS is always my club, and it has always been. So I don't have I don't have the red colors in me like at all.
Yeah.
Like hopefully I don't say anything bad now to anyone. But Rops is my team, and will
Yeah,
always
your
be.
team is your team. That's it.
Local rivalries matter, don't they?
Yeah, you do.
Mm.
And just so, did you when you travelled to Denmark at such a young age? Did your family travel with you, or?
Yeah, I mean, I moved alone. Like when I was 15, I went to academy, and yeah, we lived like in a academy. I was living with another player. Like
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, I was living with another player, but also I was so young that the club organized like a lot of tickets for my family, like so they could come and visit. Like I can't remember the exact number how many, but I think it was like maybe 8 tickets a year for both of them, like so they could come.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like I wasn't getting a lot of money, but it was like it wasn't. I didn't go there so to earn good money as player. It was like youth contract, but they still organized flights for my family, and I was able to focus on football. So it was like very very good move at the time, and
Sure.
and like I said, it was so important that they understood the role of for the parents to come, and for my sister as well, so they could come and visit, and because I was so young at the time.
What did that move, or not the move, but the period that you were there, what did it do for you? How did you I mean, obviously you aged and you grew up, but you know, what did it give you as a person or a player?
I think it was like mostly I would say like maybe like a wake up call in a good way, because like obviously I had been in Rops, and I even like not in arrogant way, but I was good player for my age, like at my area, you know, like in Lapland I was quite good player, but I didn't know about anything else. Like that was all I knew about. Like so then I went to Denmark, and I realized like the let's say competition in training was something that I hadn't experienced before. Like I know many people say this the same thing, like it's a bit of a cliche, but it actually was like a I'm not saying shock, because I was prepared. I went there a few times before I signed, so I was there for like a few weeks training with them. So it was like a good, like I don't know what is the right word, like soft landing. So I was getting able to train a little bit with them first. Then, but I would say the biggest difference is like like how competitive it was in training. Like at some moments it went like too far, I would say, but it was definitely like a learning experience from coming from Rovaniemi. Like when I maybe thought at the time, like I'm a good player, maybe I'm gonna like become this and that, but really I wasn't nothing. Like I was nothing.
It's a similar experience to Casper, and I spoke to him a couple of months ago about his time in Bologna. I think he went when he was 16, 17 and came back when he was 20. And he said, I went there as a boy, I came back as a man.
Yeah, it's a good saying, and I think it's also like many people say the same thing. But I mean, I cannot speak of Casper's experience, but I can only imagine that even Italy can be like. I've heard stories from Italy that it's a really tough place, and maybe not the easiest for a youngster to go. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I'm happy that I went there, and it was a good school, and hopefully, I mean, of course, I was hoping that I would have break into the first team, but I was training with the first team, but I didn't have the feeling that okay, I'm gonna play. Like there was many players ahead of me, and yeah, then hopefully it will come some place.
You came back.
I mean, sorry, I don't want to say wrong.
Yeah.
It has already came at first team, but I mean that some other club abroad at some point.
Yeah. You came back and played for HJK 6 times in the next couple of years. When you were about 19, that period included a loan spell at SJK, and then at the beginning of 2022, you signed permanently for SJK. And I've watched. I'm there most home games, so I've seen those seasons, and they were very very different for you. I felt like 2022, there was you, Murillo, and Dennis Olinik playing triangles down that left wing and tearing other teams apart, and it was really exciting to watch. And then 2023, same manager, but maybe a quieter season from you. And now in 2024, when I spoke to interviewed Stevie on the podcast a couple of months ago, Stevie Grieve, your manager, he said, "I think Pyry is the best player in the Veikkausliiga." So, what made those 3 seasons so different?
Yeah, maybe I should start from like when I first came on loan. Like you said, it was that was when Honzo was the manager. Like when I first came on loan, Honzo was the coach, and first of all, I want to say like he gave me the chance. He was the first coach who really gave me a chance to play a lot of minutes, like first team football, and I'm forever thankful for him for that. Like I think I played okay, but I wasn't playing like amazingly good. But as I got more games and I was able to build confidence, and that's also how my level went up. And yeah, I think it was a great season, and it was the first time I was able to play big minutes in the first team football, and also yeah, we won the bronze at the end of the year, so that's a season I will never forget. And then yeah, I'm really happy for that season and thankful for Honzo forever. And we still also, like I said, with Sparv, we're still in contact with Honzo, and I'm really happy that I've made a contact like that. And now he's going to the national team, so maybe that will also be a benefit at some point.
Let's hope so.
Yeah,
But
that will
maybe,
come in handy.
Yeah, maybe it's good to have connections. So yeah, and then obviously I went back after the loan to HJK, but to be honest, I had all the time the feeling at the back of my mind that if I'm gonna end up staying in Finland, I would like to play in SJK because they have given me so much, and it was the club that like I felt at home. And yeah, I was happy that I was able to come back, and yeah, then we had a new manager, and I think I like Honzo a lot, but also I like to work with different people, and like you said, some seasons are different, and some moment it goes better than the other moment. So yeah, I'm trying to enjoy the moments when it's going good, and also I have realized now that not all the time is going good. So I'm trying to make the most of the moments that is going nice. So I think that's I'm trying to answer shortly, but it's difficult to say anything more than that to them.
What's it like playing Grieve ball?
I'm enjoying a lot. Like, yeah, I didn't answer to the Stevie question in the last one. So at the moment, I'm enjoying a lot, and also to Stevie, but also I want to mention Tony, like who is assistant for us at the moment. He's also like really important role, and I think they have good connection with Stevie. And like if Stevie has been saying, like I also read somewhere like he has brought up like saying so nice words like best player in the Veikkausliiga. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but it's not for me to I'm not the one who should make the conclusions about that. But of course,
don't argue with him. I don't bother.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, if he says stuff like that, it's a big honor, and I want to give my all for him at the pitch, and try to be as good for him as possible and give everything every game. So and he has also given me so much. Like, for example, he gave me, like, I know it sounds like a small thing, but he gave me number 10 before this season. So that means also it's a small thing for him, I think, but it's a huge thing for the player. Like getting number 10 is a, like, I'm so proud and happy that I can wear that number. It's a big thing, and I think Steve is the main guy who was behind that. So for example, that is also one thing that I'm really thankful. And he gives me, like, I think he's really, like, he also demand a lot from me, if I'm honest. Like he also give me sometimes, like, it's not all the time, like when we speak, me and him, it's not, oh, you're so good, you're this and that. Like it's not how we communicate. So it's not only that. So he also demand a lot from me, but I think that's a good thing, and it also comes from something, like, I think if he demand a lot from me, it means that he also trusts me and he believes that I have quality to do things. So it's like I'm trying to take it as a good thing, even though all the time it doesn't feel like like that.
I've got a couple more questions about this season, but I think we'll save them when we go through the Veikkausliiga roundup. But tell me about your connection with the SJK fans and the Kloppit supporters group. You got your own song this year.
Yeah, it's very nice to be honest. I haven't had a song before, so it's nice to like. It means a lot, obviously, when every time they sing the song, and not only my song but other players' songs are also really nice, and they help us a lot, and also me and on a personal level, like they've always been nice to me, like always been good, even though like I've also had difficult times during my time at the club, but they've always like supported me, and also fans, but also I want to mention like Rich and Raipe, also the owners, and not the coaches only, but the people who are working for the club has always supported me, and it's like it feels like my club, like even though I would go somewhere else, I'm still gonna follow SJK no matter like what's gonna happen. I'm still gonna like have special connection for the club because I have played over 100 games, and I think it's a lot for my age and play this long here. So I will always have the connection no matter where I go, and to the fans and also to the board, like Raipe and Richie, for example.
100 games puts you high up the list of top appearance makers for the club, and that 100's a nice number to get to.
It is a nice number. I don't want to take stress about that, but it's a sign that I've done things good, and the club believes in me. So it's a good thing. But I also want to like be, I don't know, worthy, like try to be like good and try to improve game by game. If that, I don't know the English word for that, but I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. I was going to ask Pyry, you mentioned there that over your seasons at SJK, there's been some absolutely fabulous moments. I mean, we've seen you create goals, score goals. Obviously, that can't happen every week. And you said yourself that sometimes Stevie is demanding so much more from you and trying to build you as a player. Do you always believe in yourself 100%? Even do you keep on trying if something doesn't quite work? Do you just keep going? How are you with that kind of stuff?
No, I mean, I've had like if I think I can be honest, like for example, let's say last year 2023 was like difficult time for me, like at some moments we were doing good as a team, but of course like maybe I wasn't involved so much as I wanted to be, and not like I don't want to say I was playing bad, but I wasn't playing at the level that I can play. So it was difficult.
It's not
time
easy
for me,
to be a playmaker when the ball is going backwards and forwards across the defense.
Yeah, it's true, but I don't want to say like bad stuff about
I
stuff
can
that
say the bad stuff.
You can say, but I want to only speak about myself and
yeah
try to look my own performance on the pitch. So it was difficult time for me, but luckily I have like good people around me. Like my girlfriend helped me a lot, and I think family also. Like my dad is involved a lot, and he helped me a lot. Like I think when things are going well, you have so much people like going to say, yeah, like you're good, and shaking your like giving you knocks in the back. I don't know the English word. Like
pat on the back.
Yeah, giving you praise and stuff like that. But I think when times are like not going well, that's when you like you should like go to the people who are always there for you, like my family, my parents, my sister, my girlfriend. Those are the ones that I try to. For example, last year, like when it was difficult time for me, I tried to be with them. And for the question you said earlier, like about confidence and this, I always like had the belief. I have always had belief like that if I have good role, like I'm like the coach let me do the stuff I'm good at, then I know what I can do on the pitch, and I know that I have stuff that not many players can do. Like this is also what I know, but also it's easier to show them when you have confidence, and I have to say confidence is a huge thing in football, and it gives you like for a player my type, I would say like also creative player, like if you have confidence and you're willing to try things, like also things that don't always work out, like that's a huge thing. Like, and Stevie has given me like a lot, and even the first meeting we had with Stevie, like it was so nice because he said to me that I want you to be the player that misplays pass sometimes. Like I want to give you the freedom to try stuff and try the through ball, and if it doesn't work out, he doesn't care, like as long as you try it. And it gave me, like from the first moment, it gave me like so good feeling from him. And this was like, let's say, I think it was like November or December last year, so it's quite a long time ago already. So from that I knew it was going to be like a good match.
SJK signed a new player today, Wednesday 21st, like breaking news. Gonzalo Michele joined as a defensive midfielder. Have you seen much of him yet since he's come to the club?
Yeah, a few training sessions, like I would say 3 or 4 sessions he's been with us, and he looks like a good player, to be honest. But of course we have to see in real game, but he's looking quite good in the training, so there's good things to look for as a fan, I think, also from there.
Yeah, the little that I've read about him, it seemed like a different type of player to go into the centre of midfield. There's some good young players in there, but maybe a little bit of experience might be a good thing for the closing stages of the season.
Yeah, I think we a little bit lack of this type of player. Like more, we have good players on the ball, but we also need maybe at some games, like it could be like, I don't want to, like we have very good players. I'm not saying that, but maybe a different profile is a good addition to the team.
You've mentioned a couple of times, Pyry, about the future and trying your luck overseas. There's been some speculation already this summer linking you with a move to Sweden, and then you signed a new contract. So thanks for that. But where do you fancy playing? Any particular overseas league that you think might be well suited for you?
No, I don't like have anything like I want to go there, or this league is like would fit the best for me. I think it's more of like the team. Like I think that's the main question. Like that the team suits my football. Like I think league wise is difficult to say, but it's more like if the team is playing the football that suits my style is more of the question. But like a dream league, I would love to come to England. Like of course I've followed Premier League like since I was a kid, and I'm a big Arsenal fan myself. So that's like the ultimate dream.
And this interview was going so well.
Yeah, maybe we don't have to talk about more of that now. But yeah, I know. I also realize it's not many times players from SJK go to Arsenal, but it's like I was just answering to the question, like it's my dream to play in England at some point. So that was, that's it.
No, that's.
I mean, it must be encouraging though, Pyry, when you see like if you are watching Arsenal and you see like Nordic-based players like Martin Odegaard there. You know, he's come to England and he's done amazing things at Arsenal Club. You know, so it's you know, you can compare Norway and Finland. You know, like but to see Nordic players playing in those highest leagues, it must be encouraging for young players in Finland.
Yes, and for example, I think Odegaard is a good example. Of course, like he's playing in a way different level than I am, but there's like he's also a player who has been going about quite a lot for young age, and now he's like kind of settled in, and he's the captain for Arsenal. So it's a good like a role model for me, like to look up. And also I think he's playing at a high level, but I like to say that maybe we have some similarities as a player. So he's a good kind of like I like to watch his games and try to take some things like that I could also improve or maybe add into my game.
I think that this might be a good time to just take a pause and start to look at the Veikkausliiga. First, let's not go straight into more SJK. Let's break it up a little bit, and let's hear from Rasmus, who's given his thoughts about Ilves in the last month or so.
Okay, Mark, and hi everybody on the Finnish football show. I'm currently at the lower league match, just starting my own, and the previous one being played right besides me. So sorry for the background noises, but yeah, I'm meant to come on the show to talk about Ilves. So here's a short compilation of how they've been doing. First of all, amazing European matches against Austria Wien and Djurgården, the Swedish side from Stockholm, and Ilves equalized the game on this in the second leg via Roope Riski, Euro Roope, as he's come known for his goals in the European qualifying stage for HJK, and obviously him having a international career besides that. But he equalized the game 1-1, but there was a clear difference in class, unfortunately, on that day. I think it was the only one of the 4 European qualifiers in which there was a big gulf in class. But Djurgården deserved to go through. They were very aggressive in their pressing from the front and suffocated Ilves pretty much for the first hour of the match. When they scored the third, they became a bit more passive, but there wasn't anything that good for Ilves. But a great European journey, and obviously looking forward to the next season and seasons beyond to play in Europe again. As we've shown, this is the year 1 of this project at Ilves under, well, first of all, sporting director Miika Takkula, and of course the new head coach for this season, Joonas Rantanen. And this is the first year of that project, so expect Ilves to be stronger in the following years. But of course, they still have to qualify for Europe, so they need to be at least in the top 3 of the Veikkausliiga, and they suffered a crueling loss against KuPS last time out after their European extravagances, and obviously a tough result for Ilves. Even a draw from KuPS would have been great, but I think that pretty much puts KuPS in front as the favorite for the title at this stage, at least. I think with Ilves, HJK and SJK maybe challenging, but Ilves still has a lot to play for. But great weeks, the past few weeks with the European matches and everything in between. Obviously, I should mention the European matches being a good shop window for Finnish players, and Santeri Haarala seems to be leaving Ilves pretty soon, maybe to Djurgården, who they faced, or there was talk of another club to somewhere around Europe. Might have been in Austria, if I'm not mistaken, but Santeri Haarala seems to be leaving. There's rumors of a few more leaving, maybe Oiva Jukkola, and maybe then players to come in. One guy Ilves did brought in, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. It was Isaac something, a winger from Norway, I think. I think he's meant to fill that gap. I don't know what size the gap is at this stage, but yeah, Haarala seems to be leaving, and maybe more. But interesting weeks still ahead.
Okay, Pyry, you've got the centre circle view of of all of these teams that we're hearing about. So what's your perspective on Ilves? What have you noticed from playing against them this year, or how do you think things might go for them in the run into the season?
Yeah, I think, if I'm completely honest, I think Ilves is my probably, if I'm not gonna say SJK, Ilves is my favorite team from the league to watch. Like, I really enjoy watching them, and obviously new stadium, and we have also had good games against them this year, and also good record against them. I have to say that, like, knocking them out of the cup, so I think is a big thing also, especially after what they do in the cup now. No, in Europe. So it's a big achievement for us all as well. And yeah, like I said, it's a very very good team, and the stuff they're doing at the moment, I think it's like a little bit. Of course, okay, there has been good teams, like not saying that, but I think they're also bringing some new stuff to Finnish football, and it's a team that I really enjoy to watch, and they have good players. And like, for example, now I'm not sure if Haarala is going to Djurgården, for example. He's one player like who has done really well, and I think also deserves to go try in a better league. So it just shows, like, not only, I don't want to only bring up one individual player from their team, but it shows that the team is doing good around him, and it makes things like this, like someone can go abroad, like things like this possible.
Yeah, I mean, they really gave Djurgården a really big fight in that Conference League qualification couple of games. You know, it was 1-1 in Tamela, and then obviously little bit beyond them in the second leg. But they really did give a good fight and a really nice account of the Veikkausliiga, I think. And it was quite interesting, you know, because we had Miro Tenho and Rasmus Schuller were playing for Djurgården, and I think those two guys will remember that game against Ilves for a little while.
Yeah, and I think one more thing what I want to say that is like a good, like if Ilves does well, for example, in Europe, it's a good thing for everyone in Finnish football. Like it makes all of us like it's a win-win situation for everyone. So it's a great thing that they did so well, and yeah, especially like amazing.
There's another team that is progressing a little bit further in Europe, is HJK. Ali is one of the regular co-hosts, Pyry, and he's got something to say about HJK.
Hi everyone, it's Ali Manson here to talk all about HJK Helsinki and what's been going on over the last couple of weeks. Well, let's start with the Veikkausliiga. There was a routine win at the weekend, 3-0 away at Ekenäs in Tammesaari, so a little bit of a local derby there. I say routine because, well, that's exactly what it was, but there has rarely been this season anything like a routine win, so you've got to take it when it comes around, haven't you? Less than routine has been the European qualification route. So HJK were in the Europa Conference League third qualifying round. They were drawn against Decic from Montenegro, and they scraped through. They won 1-0 from the first leg, and then the away leg was going to plan. It was 1-1 heading into stoppage time, and then HJK decided that they were, well, going to do what HJK do best and make it difficult for themselves, and they conceded a last-second goal which made it 2-1 to the Montenegrin team, which took it to extra time. HJK eventually prevailed on penalties, but that was a game not great for the heart rate. They've now been drawn against a team from the Faroe Islands called Key Klasvik. And honestly, the noise out of the Faroe Islands is that they're pretty good, particularly at home. They, from my research, I can see that they beat Malmö at home 3-2 in the Champions League second qualifying round. Now, they did get knocked out by the Swedish team, but that shows that there's a little bit about them, and HJK should really not take this team lightly. I don't have the best feeling about these two legs. I feel the team is kind of limping through games at the moment, and even though I'm pretty happy with the personnel in and around the team, just something isn't quite clicking this year. I hope I'm wrong, and HJK definitely still have enough quality to beat the team from the Faroe Islands, but I'm just going to say it now, it's going to be tough. And I think that many people would look at this fixture and think, oh yeah, HJK will get through to the Europa Conference League yet again, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as that. And then sandwiched in between those two games is a game against Inter Turku, where, well, with the way that the Veikkausliiga is going at the moment, it is a must win. I'm sure the neutrals are absolutely loving this title race, and I have to say, if I take a little bit of a step back, what a title race that we have this season. It really is something, incredible to have so many teams fighting for, they seem to get to top spot and then lose it the next week. But if I can be a little bit neutral about that, I have to say that we are very, very lucky this season to have such entertainment, so many goals, and several teams that have really stepped up this season. So, of course, I want HoYoKor to prevail by the end of the season, but it definitely has been something that down the pub people are talking about. So, fingers crossed HoYoKor over the next couple of games can, really, really step up, because I think that's what they need to do now. It's the business end of the season. If they don't get through against Key Klassvik, of course, that means no European football. And I think if they lose to Turku, it's going to make the remaining Veikkausliiga games very, very difficult to achieve their objective.
Okay, so what's your perspective then on HoYoKor this season? The top of the table's been really close, and it's still quite close, even though maybe Cups are starting to pull away a little bit. But how do you see HoYoKor this year?
Yeah, I think HoYoKor is always strong. They're always very good, and I think the more we go closer to end of the season, they always somehow, like, maybe they might have their like bad moments, and everyone is doubting, like, okay, maybe they're not going to win the league this year, but they always come and they're always strong at the end. And now they've added a lot of players to the team, so to be honest, I'm not sure if it's going to click like right away, because you add so many players to the team at the same time, but I'm sure like they're gonna, like, you can never count them out, and they have shown so many times, and obviously they have so many good players that it's gonna be a interesting season for everyone. And I think the good thing for like, let's say you're a neutral football fan in Finland, it's a good time to follow, because it's so tight, and in Veikkausliiga anything can still happen.
Yeah, we like to see some challenge at the top of the league. You know, like we're not anti HoYoKor, but we like to see there's some teams giving them a run for their money. And you guys at SJK had a like a almost classic. Was it 3-3? The game at Omape Stadion back in April, I think it was. It was
maybe it was my favorite game of the season. Like, it was a great game, but hopefully the best one is still to come. But that was like unforgettable game.
Also at the top is Cups. I mentioned before they're stretching ahead. Cups and SJK have been pretty close when we played them. The 1-1 draw at home, and then maybe the game away we lost 2-1, and maybe it was a bit that it wasn't quite as close as that. But what makes Cups so difficult to play against?
Yeah, it's a very good thing. Like Ilves and HoYoKor, but I think with Cups it's always very tight games, like you said, and I think the main thing with Cups is like it's so difficult to create chances against them. Like I have to give credit to Honsu. Like, he always, I mean, I think for all of the games, but especially against us, like, obviously I know that he goes to some of our games, like, even because his family is from Seinäjoki, so he's there at the games, and he knows how to build a good game plan for us, especially. So I feel every time we play against Cups is like so difficult. Like, he finds ways to maybe take our strengths away. So it's not the first time that it happened away, or it's always difficult to play against Honsu's team in Cups especially, but hopefully tomorrow it's a different story.
Okay, let's have a little talk about SJK. Stevie sent me a message the other day saying that our players believe that at home they can beat anyone. They could beat Real Madrid. But I guess then there was the 3-0 defeat away to Inter, so things are a little bit inconsistent. I'm not going to ask you why, but I'm going to ask you to explain SJK 5 Lahti 5.
Yeah, it's difficult to explain that. I think we can score many goals. Like, everyone has seen, like, at our best we play some amazing attacking football. I can say that with like my head high, like, that we play so nice attacking football at our best. But like you said, we've had some, like, now, like, it's a little bit like some results hasn't gone our way. Like we've had a little bit. I have to be honest, like some bad games in between, and yeah, it's difficult to say the reason why. But I think the question for us is like to be like, if we can keep our best level more often, like if we can be consistent like all of the time, then I think we have good chance to win against anyone.
that 5-5 game was just amazing. Like everyone walks in the bar after, and of course you're disappointed that to not have beaten the bottom team, and yet you've just seen the most amazing game of football. Like you've been entertained with 10 goals, and somehow we had to score in the last minute to get a point out of it. And
and we had even chance to score 6-5 at the last second. So.
But it was the way the scoring pattern went. It was like nobody raced into a lead.
Yeah.
It was like a basketball match, the way the scoring pattern went. But I was it Rasmus Karjalainen who scored the equalising goal close.
The free kick.
Yeah, right at the end. I was really happy for Rasmus. He's a really great guy as well. So it was lovely to see him score and send you guys crazy on a 5-5 draw.
Yes, like I think it's not, if you ask Stevie or Duarte from the other team, I don't think they're. I mean, I know Stevie likes goals, but if you concede 5 goals, it's like maybe it's not the dream for the dream result for the coach, but for the fans, I think it must have been entertaining.
That's true. That's true. I've got I've received a voice note from Seppo, who's our Lahti fan. He was on the show a couple of episodes ago.
FC Lahti. It was looking absolutely horrible, and of course, quite often the getting a new manager is just doesn't do much and doesn't help, and the same crap continues, but Duarte has really turned things around. So it was looking miserable, and now it's looking like it's not going to be a relegation battle at all, and it's all positive, and the young team are playing a lot better than earlier on during the season. So much more hopeful at the moment, and of course looking forward to next season already if we can continue with this, and of course we do have really talented players in the squad. So yeah, much more positive at FC Lahti right now.
Pyry, your former teammate Matthias Vainenpää moved to Lahti this year. He had a tough start to the season, but it seems like things are settling down for him now. Maybe that 5-5 was the springboard for them to start moving up the league.
Yeah, they have a new coach, and I think he's a very good coach. Like also even already when he was at Oulu, like he beat us here a few times, I think. So so he also, like Honsu, he made good plans, like game plan for us, and yeah, I hope, like what you said about Masa, I hope the best for him. He's a very, very good guy, and I know him from young because we have been together in the youth national team. So he's a great, like, top professional, takes everything so seriously. So I hope he will go far and have a good career, and I'm sure he will.
I think one final team maybe to talk about now is our local neighbours in Vaasa. Vepsu recently had their 100-year anniversary match, managed a late comeback to win 3-2 after being 2-0 down to Haka. But we seem to have the beating of them this year. Last year they had the upper hand, but this year we've turned it around with a couple of good results lately.
Yeah, it's true. Like you said, we've had good results against them, but no game is easy. I don't want to say they're easy team to play against. No, it's not true. It's always difficult games against them, and especially Derby is like extra motivation from both teams. Like you want to, we have this rivalry, and I think, yeah, I'm happy that we are in good form against them, and it's also special for us as a player, like, to play these games. But yeah, I think we have played good games against them this season, and we deserve to win also those games.
It was what a game that was. Vepsu FC Haka. I mean, the two goals came in right at the end. There was a 90th minute penalty, and then Alanko scored on 90+2, 90+3 or something to give them the 3-2 win. But I'm not even sure you, Mark, would begrudge Vepsu a 3-2 win on their centenary anniversary game, mate. And
all right, they're allowed to win one game.
There was and the fans unveiled there was a beautiful big long section of graffiti somewhere in Vasa there with a big sort of centenary message, Vasa Paloseura 100 years. So that was really pretty to see. There's just, before we do move on, there was just one other Veikkausliiga team I did want to mention, and that was, you said about them earlier, but Gnistan. I mean, like, obviously they had that disaster with the main stand of their stadium going up in flames, but somehow, like a phoenix from the ashes, I don't think they've lost a game since. I mean, you know, I'm 100% certain that they wouldn't have traded their beautiful stadium and all that history that they unfortunately lost. They wouldn't trade that for their Veikkausliiga status, but they seem to have found a rich vein of form and of, I think, what is it?
I think 4 wins in a row now. I think
the last 4 on the bounce they've won, which a 3-0 over Vepsu, a 2-1 away at Haka, a 2-0 at home to AC Oulu, and a 2-1 at home to Mariehamn. So yeah, it's exciting times, and you lot are playing them soon. So see how
it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a tough one, but I think Gnistan is like a good mix of, like, they have experienced players, but then they also have like good mix of youngsters there. So it's a good mix. So it's definitely, like, even though they're below us in the league, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, they're sitting 8th now on 26 points. They're nine clear of those 2 relegation spots. They're probably not going to quite get up into the top 6 when the league splits. But yeah, it's been an impressive season for Gnistan. That's for sure. But before SJK face them, Keke, we have to take it one game at a time. So let's just talk a little bit about Suomen Cup. This is a short section now because there's only 2 games left, and the first semi-final was tonight. It finished FC Haka 1, FC Inter 2. But the thing there that was particularly notable was that, now it's changed, because you see, it was showing Hucker's goal as 45 plus 15 minutes. And I thought there must have been some massive injury, but now it's saying 60, which makes it much less interesting. And that's ruined all my fun. But Pyry, tomorrow, how are you feeling about this game? SJK versus Cups. We've talked about Cups just now, about Honsu having a good idea how to play against us, but we're at home, we're playing well at home. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Like, I think these are the games that you want to play as a player, like the big games. Like, obviously we've had a good cup run this year. Like it hasn't been easy for us. Like we had Ilves away, like then we had VPS Oulu, and we've had a very good cup run this year. So hopefully we can continue tomorrow. And like I said, it's not going to be easy, but I think at home we have good chance against anyone. And yeah, it's going to be difficult. Like, but we're going to go there and give like try to be us. And I think if we can go to the best level we can, then we have a good chance to win.
Yeah, I hope there's a good crowd tomorrow as well. Keke, the last home game was against Vasa, but there were over 4,600 in the Oma Asper Stadium, which holds about 5,009. So I don't think it's been that full for many, many years, probably way before COVID even. So
yeah,
be nice to get another big crowd there tomorrow. I know the club was doing some promotion on tickets last week as well. So
yeah, hopefully a lot of people come, and it gives us like extra boost on the pitch. And like it looks also nice from when I watch after on the TV.
Yeah.
Like it looks nice that there's a lot of people. It looks like let's say like a top scout is watching our game. Like then let's compare, you play League Cup game, and it's viewed from the from the same level as the pitch. It doesn't look so good as it does like now if we play, for example, Derby, and it's it also the game looks better because like the environment is so much better. So yeah, that's also one good thing.
I need to start supporting SJK in this year's Suomen Cup now. I'm like, after Pyry's story, I'm just so desperate for him to get his hands on the cup so he can wave that medal to his dad. Right?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Or even better, Pyry, is would be a League and Cup double.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But yeah, I think the main thing for us is now like only like take one game as it comes and try to like not think too far ahead. Like just focus on the next game, and that's, I think, the main thing for us is to keep the focus on the moment now and not to start thinking too much ahead.
Keke, would you like to just run through some of those key transfers that have happened in the Veikkausliiga? Because there haven't been loads, but there have been sort of four or five notable transfers.
Yeah. There's been some movers and shakers, that's for sure. I mean, first on the tip of the tongue is Toppi Keskinen. He's departed the Veikkausliiga. He's left HJK and signed for Aberdeen in the Scottish Premier League. So yeah, and there was some rumours or chatter that some MLS teams were looking at Toppi. I don't have anything personally against MLS. We have many talented Finnish players of all ages and all varied levels of their career playing there in MLS, and it's a great league. But I do honestly think for Toppi to go to Scottish Premier League and a club like Aberdeen is a really great move for him. He had an instant impact, scored an injury time winner in the cup against Queen's Park. So
terrific goal as well.
Absolutely, yeah, just turned, smash, goal. It'd not been on the pitch long, and as I say, made that instant impact. So he's endeared himself to the Aberdeen fans straight away. The only, I guess, the only negative, not negative, I shouldn't say that, but the only thing to say about that is that it's yet more cash seeping into the HJK coffers.
Sounds pretty negative to me, Keke.
Who are, everybody knows the story of the budgets, and more money for HJK does possibly make it a little trickier for everybody else. But great move for Toppi Keskinen.
They seems like HJK then went out and started splashing the cash.
Yeah, they did. I mean, just one thing to mention on Toppi Keskinen's departure is you mentioned that Pyry has his own song at SJK. Well, yeah, the Toppi Keskinen leaving the Veikkausliiga puts the nail in the coffin to one of the best songs that we had in Veikkausliiga. It mentioned his hometown of Mikkeli and something that rhymes with Mikkeli. So if you haven't heard that song before,
is it a naughty word?
Well, it depends which way you look at it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, as you said, mate, HJK, they decided to, I don't know if they spent any of the money, but some of it's gone on some wages, no doubt, because our old friend Daniel O'Shaughnessy has returned to HJK from Germany. Daniel was in Karlsruhe. Yeah. Schule, is that how we say it?
Karlsruhe, maybe, I think, if in English, but anyway.
But yeah, he's been there. What was he there for 2 years? But I think he was injured on national team duty when I was in the rain in Montenegro, I believe. Seems to ring a bell, which is getting on for almost 2 years ago now, and we haven't seen much of him since. I mean, he played for HJK in their last fixture, and it's just fantastic to see him back playing football, to be honest. Great for the Veikkausliiga that Daniel's back. Great for Finnish football that he's back playing, and he's just want to see him get back on track after that after that nasty injury.
And also Lee Irwin came back to the Veikkausliiga, also to HJK from his time in Lebanon. 4 games, 3 goals. That's what they were buying, wasn't it?
Exactly that. I mean, people who watch the Veikkausliiga know what Lee Irwin's all about, and HJK have decided to put their trust in him, and he's repaid it already.
The other transfer that I noticed was Tim Väyrynen come back from Liechtenstein to Gnistan, a kind of familiar name to listeners of the show. And we mentioned before about Gnistan having this mix of experience and young players, and only adds to that.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, Tim's had various clubs abroad in his career. Went off there to FC Vaduz in Liechtenstein. I believe he picked up a medal. I did post something about that. I'm sure I did. But yeah, comes back. We again, another player. We know what he's all about. Saw what he did at Cups last time he was there, and joins some of the older heads and more experienced players at Gnistan, and we'll be doing good things down there. The last one we want to mention is one that Pyry touched on earlier, which is Ilves's own Pyry Hannola, who's rumoured now to be looking at a move to Djurgården after impressing them in the 2 games in the Europa Conference League qualifiers. So that's one for us to keep an eye on. And as Pyry said, it's encouraging to know that these the guys from Sweden are keeping an eye on the Finnish league and the Finnish clubs, and looking at our young players to try and step them up maybe to that next level in a slightly bigger league. So yeah, interesting time ahead. Good
stuff. Thanks, Keke. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I just wanted to let people know that about this SJK podcast. I've seen 1 or 2 of our listeners have subscribed to it, so thanks for that. They're not even SJK fans, but the idea was, I don't know, a few different things. But one thing, I was approached by somebody saying, "Hey, where can I get SJK content in English?" And I had a look around, and the only thing really was the occasional bits that we do on here that they could listen to.
Not about them.
Well, not yeah, but I mean today, yeah, but normally I keep my opinions to myself.
It's all's fair.
But this is with me and Julian, and the idea is that after each game we're gonna get together, just talk about the previous game and throw forward to the next game. We're doing it from the perspective of fans, but also from a perspective of supporting the team. So it's not kind of complaining and bitching and moaning. If it hasn't been a good game, we'll say it hasn't been a good game, but it's not going to get personal, because that's not the point, really. And one idea is that after the home games, we're going to go up into the Carlsberg bar and speak to one of the players. First episode last week, we got Kasper Paninen on there talking to us, and I'm delighted to say that tomorrow Pyry's gonna come on there as well. So I'm hoping he's going to be a bit quicker out of the changing rooms than Kasper, because Kasper's got a bit of a reputation for being the last one out. It must be all that hair that he's got to try and deal with.
Most of the time, many times, it's me and Kasper the last 2 there. So.
Oh no! Now you tell me.
No, but I can try and be quicker tomorrow.
No, don't. No worries. We'll just have to drink more Carlsberg, I suppose.
Yeah.
And this is something we're going to do through the season. It comes out after each game. So if that sounds like, if you want even more content in English about Finnish football, then there's something there that's a bit different to what we're doing here. But I think that's enough for today. We've been banging on for about an hour. Keke, have you got something to add?
Yes, I just wanted to, before we let Pyry go, obviously he's been very gracious with his time, but I just wanted to, going back onto your own career quickly, Pyry, you represented the Finland national team at many youth levels, all the way through the youth setup. I think you've made your under 21 debut now. You've had a couple of games for those guys. So what? Obviously, it must be your dream to play for the A national team. You mentioned Honsu is going to be part of that setup, and you're going to be sending him all sorts of WhatsApp messages saying, "Give me a shout" and all that old business. But yeah, I mean, what are your hopes and dreams for the national team?
No, of course, like you said, I've been through all the ages, like starting from under 15, and it's always like big honor to represent Finland. So hopefully I could make my debut at some point, but I don't want to like take too much stress about it. Like I try to focus on the games now and this moment, and if I keep playing well, and if I can maybe go up even one or two levels, then I think it can be a good possibility. And I don't think like I know there's so many good players in my position, but I also know that it's not that far to go there. But hopefully at some point I can play in the A national team, because like I said, I've been through all the ages. So of course it's a dream for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's I wish you the very, very best with that. It must be, like you said, going through all those age groups, just putting on that blue and white shirt must be something that is so unbelievable feeling. And yeah, to go to the A national team would be absolutely unbelievable. But it must be encouraging for you that Rive is looking to younger players. There, we've seen, a lot of older players have moved on, and younger players are coming through. So yeah, it's an exciting time to be looking at Finnish football and the national team and trying to get into that side.
Yeah, and one more thing, like I don't want to I don't lose sleep if I don't get called up. Like it's football, but I also know the fact that if I play on good level, then it's natural that maybe the call will come. So I try to play good here in my club, and then all the things will come naturally for sure. Like not only national team, but if I can consistently play on a good level, then also the move abroad will come naturally. So I don't have to stress or think about it every single day. So yeah, I believe in that.
Good. That's the best way. That's the best way. And just one more thing, while we're on the national team, we have to send some congratulations to Lukas Radetsky, who won the German Super Cup. He was like, he went to a penalty shootout, and guess what? Luke saved 2 of those out of the 5 or 4 or whatever it was they got to take. And so Bundesliga, German Cup, German Super Cup.
He can't stop, can he? I was just going to say that for me, like when I watched the Finland national team, and we're going to the game in England, and we're going in with the Finland fans, and I kind of care more about watching the Finland team, but also when you look at the team sheet and you see like 3 or 4 people that we've spoken to on here, Keke, and it's often me and you as well, like that makes it matter more. So it would be great if one or two of the younger players that we've spoken to can also make that step up there as well. So we're rooting for you, Pyry, and it seems like you're taking it in your stride and concentrating on the right things. So good luck with wherever that leads you to.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, listener, that definitely is it now. No more, just one more thing from Keke. So let's leave it there. Keke, thanks for being there again today.
Kiitos, Pyry.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, great to have you. Great to have you there, Pyry, and I'll see you in the Carlsberg bar tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, guys.
And thanks to all the listeners that have sent in their voice notes. That all contributes to the show. And to the listener, if you weren't there, there'd be no point in this. So thanks for listening. Until the next episode of the Finnish Football Show, goodbye. You've been listening to the Finnish Football Show. You can find us online at finishfootballshow.com. Remember to subscribe to the show wherever you're listening or watching. You can follow the Finnish Football Show page and group on Facebook and also on Instagram. Escape to Suomi on Twitter is now Finnish Football Show on X. And you will find us on Blue Sky at Finnish Football Pod. See the links in the episode description, along with the links to the Finnish Football Show merch.